sir.
Thank you so much for staying tuned to this channel. If you just joined us, this is TMI. You can call it This Morning on ITV. Well, I still have the same set of guests with me in the studio due to one or two reasons. Some of my guests couldn't make it to the studio, but we're expecting Barrister Matthias Obayowana, when it comes into the studio, is going to join in the floor of this discussion. Right now, I want to take a look at the clamor for secession. You can call it self-determination, implication on socio-economic development. You might have seen it on the papers, on social media, where a particular group, though right now they have factions of that group, they are saying that they have their own currency. And of course, one of the top members went to attend a meeting, a global meeting of countries clamoring for self-determination. We've been talking about this, but the federal government of Nigeria has made it clear that the unity of Nigeria is non-negotiable. What are the factors leading to this, and what should be done to prevent this from happening? You heard about IPOP, they've been proscribed, are still there making their own noise, and right now have the Odua people, Odua, so to speak, but some of them are saying they are not part of what these other factions are doing, that they believe in one Nigeria, but they say instead of self-determination or secession, they should clamor for restructuring. Is that another way out of these quagmire, so to speak? I still have Honorable Odige Owabiai and of course Collins Amadi with me here in the studio. Honorable, I want to start off from you. Okay. What do you feel about all this happening? At first we heard about the IPOP, they've been taken care of, at least they've been proscribed, so to speak, and now we have another group saying we have the right to self-determination, we want to secede, we want to leave the entity, knowing fully what it is entity, Nigeria, its unity or our unity is non-negotiable.
Well, first of all, the proscription of IPOP was wrong. I never supported it. And now, different groups, different agitations. It started many years ago. Even the colonial masters that created or amalgamated Nigeria and granted us independence, in their own country, they have what they call United Kingdom. You have English, that's England, Scotland, Welsh, and Irish. They are all independent kingdoms that came together. To this very moment, the Scots are advocating for their independence. It is not peculiar to Nigeria. Go to Spain, Barcelona, they are advocating for their own independence. Go to Canada, Montreal. Go to the United States of America, Puerto Rico. It's all over the world. In Ethiopia, Eritrea, Sudan and South Sudan. So it is not peculiar to Nigeria. But the situation and the reason why people are advocating or agitating for emancipation is what we need to look into. The British brought people, some group of persons or ethnic nationalities that feel that they are born to rule to their graves, that they are superior to other ethnic nationalities, that they feel we are all conquered territories and we are here to serve them. And there are only 7 million in population. Who are these groups? They have no history in Nigeria. They came to Nigeria about 200 years ago. I have been in Nigeria over 3,000 years. We are the oldest kingdom in the world. Now, when the Fulanis came to Nigeria, They conquered the Hausachs, assimilated them, suppressed them, and gave them their own identity. Now, they are now extending, according to Saddam Sokoto, in the statement, that Nigeria is a conquered territory.
Anyway,
I'm not done yet. Please,
that statement is yet to be verified, because right now you're beginning to mention name which may not be really cool for this discussion.
The facts are there. He made that statement. Come rain, come shine. I will always refer to it. I'm coming, please. I know you have NCC or BCC, whatever you call them, the regulatory body. They want to gag me.
No, but
I will not. I will not.
Honorable.
This is freedom of expression.
Honorable.
This is a democratic process.
Honorable.
I have right to express myself the way I deem fit and necessary. Please.
Okay, honorable. Yes. Now, let me make one thing clear. Nobody is gagging you.
Okay.
But follow rules and regulations.
That's the rule.
The airwaves.
Okay, I will mention names. I will not mention names.
Hold on. And say some things that you can substantiate.
Oh, good.
Because not everyone
I will quote
say,
the time, the day and the time that he made that statement.
Hold on. If you say that someone made this statement, you were not there. You read it.
Yes, I read it.
So, which can be refuted. So, please, let's be guarded. Please.
Oh, which can be refuted.
Let's be
then
guarded.
He can go to court and refute it.
Okay, fine.
Then he can take me to court and refute it.
Let's be guarded.
Okay, good.
All right.
Now, we have Nigeria. Some ethnic nationality, they feel that Nigeria belongs to them. They have dominated the other and suppressed other ethnic nationalities. They are reacting to the actions of that particular ethnic nationality. That is what IPOP said. If they use the word, it was a conditional statement. When Kanu said, if they cannot grant us restructuring, a referendum, we have every right to secede from this country. He used the word if. Now, what Nigeria needs to do, you cannot impose. It's like a marriage. If I'm not happy in my marriage, I have every right to egress from that marriage.
All right. I'll come back to you.
I'm not done yet, please.
Okay, just
please.
Anchor, please. Anchor. Yeah. Thank you. I'll come back to you. Collins, you heard him talked about a particular nationality oppressing other nationality, okay? And of course, this way I put my foot on the ground. Let's follow those regulations governing the airwaves, because if you read something, can be refuted because you were not there in person when these things were made. And once it's refuted, can lead to what they call lawsuit and cascades of suit upon suit. Nobody wants that. So let's all be guarded. Over to you, Collins.
To me, whether we want to remain united Nigeria, we don't want to remain united Nigeria, really isn't the basic right now. I think the basic what Nigeria lacks is good governance. We've lacked good governance over the years. And this over the time have begun to create some opportunity for agitation across boards. If we have a working system, Nigerians are gentle people. Nigerians are just one kind of set of people who seems happy even when they ought not to be happy. But for Nigerians to gradually begin to react, it means there is something that is not being done. And for say to say, it's not even the ordinary Nigerians actually that are even trying to perpetrate some of these sensation things. It's even the politicians in it who believes it's not going their way, but standing on the pedestal that there is no good governance, as it were. Because if you have a system that is running effectively, when you wake up, you can find steady electricity, you can find water, treated water running, your children can access education, things are going well, I think Nigerians will not be this desperate, as it were now, to key into some self-centered politicians to calling for secession. Now, it became bad when those in power chooses to negate the ethics and the norms that will help to govern Nigeria effectively by reducing the level of nepotism that is being practiced. The level of nepotism that is being practiced all over the country with state governors, if Nigeria have his way, I bet you, even in Edo or Delta or even Imo or even Lagos, people will tell you they want Lagos divided into 3. And let us have 3 different Lagos, 3 different Edo, based on the way some of the leaders would arrange the governments. But however, Nigeria, as it were right now, is in a stage of a gunpowder. We need to manage it because nothing comes easy. Even if we say let us separate, let's have 3 Nigeria, is it going to come easy without fight from those who are in leadership? It's not going to come easy. The innocent souls, the innocent Nigerians, many a time will pay dearly for this. But there are ways to government can put things together. Now they are calling for restructuring. Over the time, about 6-7 years ago, I was part of panelists who at the time discussed the issue of restructuring. I felt and I believe restructuring was not even the problem of this country. Most of the things we already have in our constitutions gives us opportunity that as a citizen of Nigeria, you can stand up and contest for an election to become president of Nigeria. There is no section of the Electoral Act or the Nigeria as it were that says only persons from the north that can contest or only persons from the south or west that can contest. But because of the way our leaders, the draw them down syndrome even amongst many regionals, have resulted to this our problem. When we now begin to cry, they are not being carried along, they are not being carried, it's what we have caused our own self. In a situation where 1 or 2 of our persons have the opportunity of being on top, we do everything possible to draw them down. After drawing them down, there is no other person to now speak for you. When it's a time to put people somewhere, it will be hard for someone to say this region is there. Now let me cite an NDDC, for example. The immediate past NDDC, the original NDDC tenure got elapsed. And it was time to bring in people to remanage NDDC. It has always been there that those who really manage it, because it's a Niger Delta Development Commission, many a time have commissioners from each state as representative, and those who lead them, even from this region, over the time. But you now have a system where them themselves protested against themselves, our people from the south, fought themselves so hard, lobbied and spent so much to bring their own people down, and at the end of the day, another region took over. Today, they are the one managing your own. Now we now cry that because our own people are not managing our NDDC for us, then there must be a cessation when you on your own worked against yourself. So there must be this, we must be focused. If we can take persons with right sense to points of leadership, they can help to give us some sense of good leadership. But not to say that government should not work with the ethics that create that. Government should be all inclusive and bring all together. Even if we turn Nigeria into 3, there will still be more cry when you have bad leadership.
All right, I will come back to you, Collins. But what he said restructuring is not the issue because they have good constitution. And moreover, some regions end up fighting their own selves in government, hence they don't have representatives. Take it up from there, Honorable.
Yeah, my brother. Let me continue from where I stopped. You see, restructuring and 6 section. When you talk of 6 section, there is a reason or an impetus for people to engage in emancipation. And at the end of the day, how do you go about it? First and foremost, the people themselves should have, a referendum. Say, for example, the Southeast, as it is done in other climes. They should vote to see whether they want in or out. Once that one is done, before they come to the general referendum throughout the nation, whether to allow them in or to allow them out. The qualms I have with the government is that when you talk of succession, the first thing that comes to their mind is that, oh, it is opposition. It is the enemy of progress. These are people, field politicians, that are behind the, that are behind the agitators. They don't take pain to find out what the cause, the reason why the people are agitating. Until we do that, we will not see the light at the end of the tunnel. Now, why are the Southeasterners, why are the people from the Southwest agitating for succession? The answer is not far-fetched. Just like I said before, the way some ethnic groups from the north, they are treating us, that is giving the impetus for us to agitate. Say, well, if I'm no longer needed, then let me go. I might be a better person if I go on my own. Yeah, definitely you are going to have, difficulties. A situation where they have dominated us, if you look to your left, you look to your right, you look to your front and your back, they are dominated by this certain ethnic group. Be it the Pox Authority, be it the military, and when they commit a crime, they are being awarded, they are being given amnesty. They have become the chosen ones. People are not saying, well, if that is the case, they go to Zamfara, they are mining gold with impunity. And you are saying the oil from my area is a national wealth. Then you are telling me that I cannot say, or I cannot tell, I cannot agitate. It is so annoying.
Okay. All right.
Please, I'm not done yet. Okay. Now, we have reached this stage for so many years. I remember when I was in school, there's hardly any Northerner that was in abroad that did not use scholarship. And we are all from the same Nigeria. Why was that? Or why is that? Maybe it's still, the scholarship is still there for them. They do things and get away with it. Okay. Where they killed ox in Benue, their president went there, or our president went there and said, we should learn how to live with them. Come to Edo State, for example. From here to GROA, you will see up to about 7 police roadblocks extorting money from motorists. There is no single roadblock in Sokoto, no single roadblock in Maduguri. Police officers, they are lobbying to come to Edo State and Delta, because that's where the money is.
Okay. All right.
So at the end of the day, I'm not done. I'm done. I have so much to say.
I know you have so much to say. That's why you need to anchor right now, Honorable. Anchor, please. Just hold on. I will come back to you. Now, Sunday Boho is saying, look, we need to go our own way. We need to be in our own way. We have to really, really do things in the way that will make us happy to be Nigerians. I mean, Collins, is this not trying to replay what happened in the 70s?
Quickly, before I just talked on Sunday's statement.
Yes.
Now, I am happy with all the indices my leader, Mr. Wadiai, tried to give to us. Now you now ask yourself, when he was abroad, those who enjoyed scholarship, was it a federal government scholarship or regional, or from their governors, or from their representatives? there are a lot of questions also we need to ask. Because our own people have been our problem. Now, for example, Olusegun Obasanjo was president for 8 years from the West. There were a lot of these ills that have been there, which he would have quickly managed. Haven't had the opportunity to be president. We are calling for restructuring, what have you. There were a lot of conferences that took place that he organized, that came in. At the end, were they implemented? Were they futed? Were they gazetted? I think no. Now, when our own brother, President Ebele Goodluck Jonathan, became vice president 2 years or 1+, then a president for 6 years and plus. Now you will now ask, can there be any ever better opportunity to put the Niger Delta or the South South together? Then you now ask, when he was there, he organized a national conference where the rich became richer. And at the end, the white paper or the piece of paper that came out from there, he had the opportunity to, by himself, being the president, to enact it and help it to be backed by all the needed institutions. What did he do? He said, if I do, the North will say, I want to work against them. So are you telling me?
Were you there when he said that?
Of course there were. Oh, there were a lot of stories. Even when he was asked,
we have to be very, very careful about what we say, because
now,
if it's what we've read, it can be refuted, and that will lead to litigation.
No. He said, never in his time. That it will not happen in his time. Nigeria will not break up in his time.
Yes.
Now the national conference, as it were.
So he never said the North will not allow him to do it.
That's what he said.
He said this. It was on news. He said if he had done it, he said if he had done it, you can Google it. If he had done it, those from the North refuse. He wants to. Now, the people in the North were part of that national conference that came up with that document. What would have been wrong as at that time to saying, if we are not going by restructuring, we are going by this national unity conference as it was started, because it made many people very rich, as it were. Now they didn't do anything. Now are we now expecting that another man again will now overburden himself and carry our cross? Let's call a spade sometimes.
All right.
Whether we live. Sonny, for example, today my brother is trying to agitate at the level he's agitating. Yes, because in Niger Delta, we had those who said they loved us so much. And they said our oil and our environment was being degraded. We were being exploited. Oh, they are fighters. They brought themselves together. They will block Benin Lagos Road. So we block Major Road. They will block Abraka Road. They said they are demanding for justice, for environmental cleanup, for infrastructure, for they want to see skyscraper in Niger Delta. Did all those years till now, when their names were now enlisted in amnesty, have they seen one skyscraper? When they started buying private jets and building university outside Nigeria, let us stop fooling ourselves.
So you're saying we are our problem.
We are our major problem.
Thank you, Collins.
These guys today, who ordinarily cannot even spell their name in full sentences, today are multi-billionaires.
Thank you, Collins. Thank you, Collins. Thank you.
Are you telling me that we can see queue behind people like this to believe Collins. In the agitation?
Thank you, Collins. I believe that all these guys you're talking about, they can spell their names. Please, let's watch the way we're addressing them. Okay. Well, right now we want to go for a break. When we return, we'll continue with this discussion. Don't go anywhere. Do stay with us.